Standard form.
X minus you gotta
No. What is standard form?
It's not much go through the steps how you do it.
What is standard form?
No way. You probably
Open up your Flappy that says standard form. Act like you have common sense. A squared plus B, X plus C. Take a point. Alright, what is the form that we, okay, so what do we do first in standard form?
Find the axis of
Axis of
symmetry.
symmetry by using
FX.
Word of the day.
Okay.
Difference of B divided by 2A.
opposite of B divided by 2A. Good, take a point if you were going to say that. Or if you did say that. Alright, after we find the axis of symmetry, what do we do with that?
You plug it into the equation.
To get Y, to get your vertex. And what's the last thing we identify on standard form?
The y-intercept, which is the last number.
Yep. Alright, so yesterday we learned about intercept form. Intercept form is when it's in parentheses. What are the intercepts? What does it mean?
The ones that cross
Cross what?
the x.
The x-axis. Good, take a point. And we also wrote that they are zeros and that zeros are the solutions. So if I said to you, find the solution to each quadratic, you would have to use this form, which means you would have to be able to what to get to this form?
Graph.
What do we have to do to go from, let me finish. What do we have to do to go from this?
Factor.
We have to be able to factor. So you're going to have to be able to factor. If you can't factor, you can't do this. So you were supposed to finish this, and hopefully you did.
Bless you.
Bless you. 3.5 minus 5 gave us what?
Negative 1.5.
And 3.5 minus 2 gave us what?
Positive 1.5.
And what's negative 1.5 times 1.5?
0.5.
That. And then this gives you your vertex. So that's your axis of symmetry, right? This is your vertex. Those are your zeros. So your graph would be your graph would have, and you should, if you didn't do B, or A rather, you should be doing this with me. So one of your roots would be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your other would be 2. What's my axis of symmetry at?
2.25. 3.5.
And where's my vertex at?
Negative 2. I can't say it. Negative 2.25. 2.23.
So if you did not finish graphing A, you need to finish graphing it. Put it on that. There's a reason I gave that to you. Do not write on the back of the foldable because you're going to glue the foldable down and then you won't be able to see the back of it. Alright, so then in B, for B, step 1, you had to take both of your parts and set it equal to 0. Now, I saw a lot of snow cones whenever I was grading your papers. Both of these are positive. They don't have a negative 1 out front or a negative 2 or a negative 3. So since they're both positive, that means that they're going to be tacos, not snow cones. Alright, did everybody get x equals negative 4 and x equals 3? Those of us that did it? Alright, and then step 2, you had to add them together and divide by 2, right? And what does that give you when you add them together and divide by 2? Negative 0.5 or negative 1/2, right? Now, it alarms me that there are so many of you that don't know that 1/2 and 0.5 are the same thing. Like, that's a life thing, guys. It's like 50 cents is half of a dollar. You know? So what would 0.75 be in fraction form?
3/4. I was going to say 3 and
Yeah, 356 with 1.
I still don't get how that works.
Because I have.
If I can get
How-
$2,
how is
you take away
0.5?
5 quarters.
Okay, 0.5 is 2 quarters.
Oh, 'cause
That's
quarters is
two.
25 cents.
That's
Two
1.
quarters.
Then it'd be 0.2.
Oh my God! No,
Quarters
no.
is 50
I'm
cents.
sorry. Yeah, that was 50. Oh. Yeah, 2 quarters is 50 cents and then.
Right. So 0.5 is 2 quarters. And how many quarters make $1?
4 quarters make $1.
Or.
I don't know why my wallet's in the fridge. In a math lesson. Look at this. Here's $1, okay?
$10. Can I have that dollar?
Does anybody have 2 quarters that I can borrow for a moment?
I do. I have 4.
Alright. We have 2 quarters. That's 50 cents over. Right. I shouldn't have to do this. It shouldn't be, but it is, and that's what's frightening.
Hey, I have $1.
It is. Yep, freshman high school math, we're having to teach this.
We're going over
Simple U.S. currency.
So, welcome to Miss Asbury's math class, where she has to teach. Oh my gosh.
$1.75.
Alright, do you have 4 quarters? That might be better than $1. Let me see your 4 quarters.
I mean, never mind.
I didn't know how to do that. I could have bought me a drink.
Alright, so I have, this is 50 cents divided by 4 quarters. That's the same as 2/4. What is 2/4 reduced to? 1/2. That's why 0.5 is the same thing as 1/2. Okay? What would this fraction be?
1/4.
1/4. Okay. What would, I need another quarter.
What about a penny?
I need another quarter. Does anybody have a quarter?
Hey, that'd be 3/4.
It would be. So pretend my finger is another quarter. That would be 3/4. That's why 0.75 is 3/4 tater tots.
Hey, what if you took 2 away from the bottom? What would that be?
I think that is second grade.
This would be 1. Now, so if you got negative 1/2 as your answer, is that the same thing as negative 0.5?
Yeah.
My God. Thank you very much. You both get a point. Did you seriously just count it to pretend like I gave you your money back? Is that what you were really doing? Is that what you're really doing?
I had to make sure.
You don't get a point.
Sorry for being wow.
Because I'm going to steal your money.
You could have accidentally gave one to Cody. And then me
Alright, so then you plug in negative 1/2 here, plus 4, times negative 1/2, minus 3. I was going to, until you said that. Alright, so negative 1/2 plus 4 is 3.5. Negative 1/2 minus 3 is negative 3.5. And when you multiply those together, what do you get?
4.
You get 7. Negative 7.
When you multiply,
Yeah, you get negative 7.
negative 12.25.
Yeah, I got that.
Alright, you know what? There's obviously no point in me going over the homework from last night, so we'll just move on to our lesson. Because you're not paying attention, so you can figure out how to do this on your own on your test next week, and we're going to move on to today's lesson.
Is it vertex form?
Yep. I'm not going to stand up here and waste my breath if you're not going to pay attention. So vertex form is our final form. Our first form was standard form, which was ax squared plus bx plus c. Then we learned intercept form, where we have our zeros. Our zeros are where it crosses the x-axis. Today is vertex form. What do you think they're going to give us in vertex form?
Vertex.
The vertex.
That's where you're gonna glue.
Alright, so vertex form is y equals, put that back in the drawer and shut it. Nope, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
No.
Reverse.
What am I supposed to use?
I'm sorry.
Saliva. Use your spit that you dip with.
We need help.
So that's vertex form. A times x minus h quantity squared plus k. No.
You shouldn't have been rude to her.
Alright, so what this gives us is this gives us our vertex, and it's HK. So you take these parts right here, and that's your vertex. That's why it's called vertex form.
So if there's a minus in front of it, it wouldn't be negative?
No, it's the opposite. So you take the opposite of whatever is in here. So if this is if that's minus H, it would be positive H. If it was plus H, it would be negative H. So it's the opposite of whatever's in the parentheses, and this is the same thing.
I'm making a note saying that's opposite.
It's the opposite. Okay.
Opposite. It also gives you the axis of symmetry, which is H.
That's right.
That's all it does. Now, our rules of the positive and negative and having a taco versus a snow cone still apply. So if A, the number out front, is positive, are we going to have a taco or a snow cone?
Taco.
A taco.
Taco Bell.
So if A is greater than 0, it's a taco, which means it opens up. If you don't know what a taco looks like.
You never had one.
So what we're going to do is we are going to graph this part, and I'm not going to write down, I'm only going to write down 2 steps that you do, and then we're going to talk about the third together, because it's a lot of fun. So the first thing you do is you get your vertex. So our vertex is the opposite of this number and the same as this number. This is our H, this is our K. So what's the opposite of plus 2?
Negative.
So it's negative 2. And our K is this number right here, which is negative 5. Does everybody see how I got that?
Yes.
Does anybody not see? Okay, you take the opposite of this number, that's your H, because it's in the position of H. So since it's positive 2, it's negative 2. And then you take what this number is, that's your K, so it's negative 5.
Okay.
Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Then your axis of symmetry is always the X value of your vertex. So what's our axis of symmetry?
Negative
Negative 2.
What about this square outside the parentheses?
Oh,
That makes it a quadratic.
just actually.
Yes.
So the axis of
Yes. Because the axis of symmetry is always the X value of your vertex. Alright, so let's plot our axis of symmetry. Everybody please put a dotted line at X equals negative 2. Alright, where is my vertex?
Negative 2, negative 5.
Negative 2, negative 5. So go left 2, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You go with negative 2?
Yes? I went left 2.
I mean, like, who the axis of symmetry?
Yes, I went left 2.
Yeah. That's no. That's that hard. Even I. Wow. How good is that?
Okay, now, the next thing you do is, now we need more points, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you how to get the next 3 points without using any numbers. Are you ready?
I can't believe I just heard that.
You go up 1, right 1.
Wow.
Oh man.
Sound like
you're graphing a lot.
Up one, right one. Yeah, right.
There you go.
Then, you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, right 2.
Why would you do that?
I'm going to explain it in a minute. Just do it for now.
Okay.
Hold on, how did you
Like Arnold Palmer on the basketball court.
Wow. Right one, up one.
Right, then up 1, right 1. Then up 4, right 2. And then up 9,
Oh,
Oh.
that's a big one.
Oh, 9?
right 3.
Great. 3.
Now, do we need the other side? We do, because it's a parabola, right? So how Up 9, right 3. It could be a killer, I'll get it.
On these sheets. Machine gun. Get down.
Oh, shoot me down there.
That's the reason to kill it.
What's the second one? Up.
Two.
You go up 4, right 2.
Killer. It was a killer. We're not ready.
How do you know? You don't know me.
Oh, too close to your door.
You have no idea.
Grab.
I know you. Your name's Miss Asbury.
No, it's Blair. Jessica. Go to Asbury.
Jessica Blair College.
That's not
You said Blair Jessica.
Oh, wow.
No.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Alright, go this way. Reflect across. Alright, so since this is 2 units away, how many is this point going to be?
2.
Okay. Since this one is 3 units away, how many is it on the left?
3.
Now, let's see if anybody can figure out what I did. So I went up 1, right 1, correct?
Yeah.
And then what I do after that? I went up how many?
4.
Right how many?
2.
Okay? Then I went up how many?
9.
And I went right how many?
Ah.
They're squares! You get a point! Right?
I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm going to explain it. Like, just...
I was thinking that.
Alright, so all you do is you go up your perfect squares. Now, what are 1, 2, and 3?
Prime.
They are, but that's not what I'm asking you. If I go... They're the square roots. Who said that? Take a point. Alright, so you go up the perfect squares, and then you go right the square root. So my first perfect square is 1, so I'm going to go up 1, right 1.
Up 4.
Then my next perfect square is 4, so I'm going to go up 4, right 2, because the square root of 4 is...
2.
Then I'm going to go up 9, right 3, because the square root of 9 is... The reason you don't understand is because you're goofing off over there and not paying attention.
Then you go up 16.
Magic.
Right 4.
And then you would go up 16 and right 4. What would be the next one?
Go up 25, right 5.
And then, besides Travis and Mildred, after 25, what would it be?
Go up 36, right 6.
Yep, and then?
Go up 49, right 7.
Yes. And you
right
can...
8, 7, 81, right 9, 100, right 10, 121, right 11, 144,
How
right
did you do
12.
that?
It's the perfect squares.
In order.
We can keep going all the way to a million.
Your perfect squares, the number that, like, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36.
So you said go up 4, right 2.
Yes. Because the square root of 4 is...
Go up 6, right 3.
No. 6 is not a perfect square. So you use your perfect squares each time.
You went up going right way.
Or what I do, I go in order and I multiply number by
I went up 4, right 2. I went up 9, right, because the square root of 4 is 2.
But why would you go?
Can I get the square?
Because that's my perfect squares.
How do you know that's your
Because it's a quadratic.
I just go up in order. Then
So quadratic is squaring everything.
Wait. What's that point right there again?
Which point?
That point right there. No. Wait. That's 4? Oh. No, not that one. Miss Asbury.
I'm just connecting my dots.
I got you.
Wait just a minute, because I have to figure out what he's talking about. Because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what point right there is, because there's 7 points on the board.
Okay. Is that point the 4 point? Okay, -4. Wait. Yeah, -4. Oh.
Windows has encountered an error.
You find the square root of -4, don't you?
You find the square root of positive 4, because you go up 4. And it's 2. Y'all have the sheet of, you have an index card with those on them.
Oh, my tree can go.
Yes.
What happened to the Christmas
Yeah,
tree?
like, where'd tree go?
Hey,
We took it down.
Oh yeah, in 0 period I was sitting where him Sean. No.
Stop!
Sean.
Do you need to move now?
This he just
In that car,
Oh, I forgot.
Alright, so you can do this as long as the number up front is 1 or -1. If it's 2, then you would multiply.
Yeah.
And we're going to practice that in just a minute.
I was about to say, give me an example.
We are. Alright, so are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Do you need to sit in the hall? Are you sure? Alright, so the next thing you do, if A is less than 0, it's going to be a snow cone. Now, this number out front is a -1, so that means it's going to be a snow cone. Does everybody understand?
Hashtag snow cone.
The first thing we do is we find our vertex.
That's our vertex.
I can't see. No,
No,
That's it.
I don't think she wants you right behind her either. No. You could scoot up to your desk, then you might be able to see.
Oh, you said the vertex.
Wait just a minute. Alright, so remember, our vertex is the opposite of what's in the parentheses and then the number out front. So Travis, what is our vertex?
-2, 3.
-2, 3. So it's the opposite of this and then this number. Does everybody understand how I got that?
Yes.
Are we sure? It's the opposite of what's in parentheses and then this number right here. That's your vertex. Okay? What is our axis of symmetry?
3. -2.
But I like how confident you were. Now, your axis of symmetry is always the x value of your vertex. So let's draw our axis of symmetry. Wait just a minute, please.
It's a warehouse takeoff.
What is our axis of symmetry?
-2.
So we're going to draw a vertical line at -2. Where are you going to move to? Yes.
Where?
How about that orange desk?
Oh,
No back legs.
Alright, so now we're going to plot our vertex. Our vertex is -2, 3, so we're going to go left 2, up 1, 2, 3. Now, we know it has to be a snow cone because it's negative. So that means we're going to go down our perfect squares this time instead of up. Because it has to be a snow cone. But you still use the same numbers. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
So you still go down 1, right 1.
You go down 4.
Wait, just wait. Let's let everybody see why we did that. Our first perfect square is 1. What's the square root of 1?
1.
That's why we went down 1, right 1. Our next perfect square is 4. So we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 2. Because what's the square root of 4?
2.
oh, how do we get up there? I thought it was like.
Our vertex is -2, 3. So we went left 2, up 3.
Alright, and let's go through is 4.
Next.
Okay, now you said we are down 1.
Down 1, right 1. Because our first perfect square is 1.
Are we going down a certain?
Because it's negative. And it's a snow cone.
Alright, hold up. Down.
Hey, that glass.
Okay.
Okay. Then we went down 4, right 2. Because our next perfect square is 4. So if you need to list them on your paper, it's 1, 4, 9, 16. I won't ask you to go any higher than that. Then you take the square root of 1, which is 1, the square root of 4, which is 2, the square root of 9, which is 3, the square root of 16, which is 4. So this is up or down. These are left or right.
Oh, that's the.
I get it.
Does it help now that I wrote it out?
Yes.
Okay. I was getting there. I was just trying to get us through these steps. I promise. I'm glad that helps now. Alright, so we've done 1 and 4. What do we need to do now?
9 and
9 and 3.
So we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to go right how many?
3.
3.
I get it.
Now we're going to do everything on the left side because we have to flip it. So we go down 1, left 1, down 4, left 2, down 9, left 3. Does everybody understand?
Or you could just make it a whole lot easier.
You got something.
No, because you keep making psychotic noises.
Good one. High five.
Oh, wow. That's pretty. That was a fail.
No, that-
She pumped
Oh.
the liver at you. She was like,
Lawsuit. Lawsuit.
lawsuit. Not if
Miss
you're dead.
Abstract, I got a question,
Family
bro.
lawsuit.
Not if you're dead, she kills all the listeners.
What are you doing about it?
Are you dying?
Yeah.
Can you really not make it for one more?
Still breathing.
Can you hurry?
Still
Yes.
breathing.
30 seconds.
No.
Alright, I want to do one more together. Baby, go for a minute. Go. Like, just get out and hustle.
When it exits the door, count down. Make sure you have long legs. Come on,
When the last leg leave. That's 59.
well, you should play football. All that pure anger.
Alright, 45 seconds.
No, like, the girls can play football.
bikinis and thongs.
Oh.
Yeah, those kind of like.
They do.
Stop. Why did you just say that? Because now do you know what's happening?
It's on air.
Hello, you two. This is math class.
Where we have to learn what fractions are in terms of dollars.
Right. He has 20 seconds.
Alright, are we ready to do this one? Does everybody have example 7 written down? Alright, now, is this one going to be a snow cone or a taco? Taco, because this is positive. Alright, now, who besides Travis
Oh.
can tell me what my vertex is?
Your vertex is negative.
Jamie!
I'm fine.
3 and 4. Good, take a point. Now, it's the same, it's the opposite of this one and same as this one. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
It's the opposite of inside, same as outside. Alright, who can tell me what our axis of symmetry is? Alright, Avery. 3, take a point. It's positive 3, Kobe, because this is a positive 3.
Oh.
That's okay, because you were looking back at this, but remember it's the opposite of what's inside the parentheses. Okay?
High five.
Alright, are we ready to graph?
Every second over 1 second.
Stop.
He's already a minute.
For the love, right, he's not going to do that.
Not even close.
No, and I'm queen, not you.
I'm king.
No. So, that is actually very true.
Jester.
Do you know what a jester is, Tariq?
Probably not.
It's like, ain't that like a look like a clown?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you do. I'm so proud of you. If only you knew math like that. I'd be so proud of you, son.
Why grandpa came on?
Cattywampus, what the heck?
Because it is cattywampus.
What kind of one?
That.
Yo, where did you come
This
from?
is. Alright.
I'm sorry, that's the
Cattywampus. Word of the day.
Oh, yeah, it is. That can't be a word today.
Where does that cattywampus eat?
cattywampus. What's that even mean?
I haven't heard that.
This means cattywampus.
I haven't heard that.
Like
since-
uneven?
I was like 4.
I know.
I don't remember where it was.
Old people.
Old people. Old people. My old
Yeah.
kindergarten teacher.
Like, my papa says that. He's 75.
Where did you learn that?
Mazzaro, you're so funny. Alright, now let's plot our vertex. Everybody go right 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's at 3 minutes now.
That's 125.
Please don't say that when he walks in because he's going to freak out. We need to be able to focus.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, does everybody have their vertex up 3, 4? Alright, now, after we plot our vertex, we use our perfect squares. What is our first perfect square? Are we going up or down?
Down.
Yo, it's positive. It's positive, so you go up 1, right 1. Alright, after we use 1,
John Clockett. Clockett, John.
4.
Right when walk in.
4.
Last leg.
do we go up 4 or down 4?
Up 4.
Up 4 and right how many?
Where? 338.
How did you get in my phone?
No, you just have to swipe up and hit the stopwatch on the box screen.
338, you talking a minute.
That's not even.
Yeah, multiply 30 seconds times like 4.
Flip up or whatever. Then you hit,
That's not accurate. That's not how time works.
I multiplied 30 seconds just like that.
That's not how time works.
Yeah.
It was 3.5 minutes. How many?
Cattywampus.
We're not doing this again. I'm not doing it. All right. Do we have this graph? Because I want to do one more before I give you your homework.
Well, wait, how much did you go up?
Hey!
You tell me.
I don't know.
Ryan, Chris,
Without doing that, what's the first one we do?
Oh, you went up 4.
We go up 1 and then
Yeah, I got that one. Up 4, left 2.
up 1, right 1, up 4, left or right 2, up 9, left or right 3, up 16, left or right 4. Now, it does not matter which way you go left or right because we're having class. You apologizing is a band-aid on a broken window.
Oh, really?
Alright, uno más, and then homework. I just said one more and then homework. So this is one more of vertex form, and then I think you're going to have 3 vertex form, and 1 more intercept form. Well, we had a chance to go over intercept form at the beginning, but you guys kept talking just like you're doing now, so. What did you just say? I need you to stop saying things like that.
He said cattywampus.
I need you to stop interrupting class.
I like this.
What is that?
Alright, so now what's different about this one?
It doesn't equal 1.
It doesn't equal 1. Now, all you have to do, there's nothing different, nothing special that you have to do, except you just multiply it by 2.
Multiply everything by 2?
Yep.
Right now?
Now, we're going to do it together so that you don't have a heart attack. Are we ready? Okay. The first thing I want you to do is tell me what the vertex is. Alright, Kobe, tell me what the vertex is.
5, -4.
5, -4. Good. Take a point. Now, regardless of this out here, it's still the opposite of what's ever in here and the same as this. Does everybody understand?
What you just said, Big Cover?
Hawaii 5 0?
Now, are we going to go... Are we going to go up or down?
Down.
Why?
Because it's negative.
Mhm.
Down.
So, my question to you is, what do you think that 2 is going to do to the outside? Multiply what?
5
To the X.
On the -4.
It's gonna turn everything negative.
You tell me.
Positive.
So it's gonna be still negative, pretty much. No, it's don't you just square everything in the front before you multiply?
You do?
You don't? You don't? So what is the square for? I don't get it.
Makes it a quadratic.
Oh, the square does?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even.
So, but we don't have to touch it this time because we're just taking the parts of it. So, you know, before when we were using a table, we would work it out, then we would square it and multiply. This time we're taking the parts of our equation, what it gives us, and we're using it to graph. Can you please stop turning around and looking around? Stop. The board is that way. You either look at me or at the board. Thank you. The axis of symmetry is 5. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Okay? So now what I want you to do
Oh, wow. That's actually perfect.
That is not.
I was just waiting.
Alright, so I want you to do an axis of symmetry at 5. And our vertex is at 5, -1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, now let me check them.
What you just said?
Now, from here, normally we would go down 1, right 1, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Except you have this -2. So instead of going down 1, you go down 2, right 1.
What?
So you multiply the perfect square by this number.
If the number.
Multiply the perfect square by this number.
If it's
Wait.
Wait, like my name is Nate.
What's that, Trace?
Wait. Alright, so then, what's our next perfect square? 4, right? But what's 4 times 2?
8.
So you would go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you still go right 2. The negative tells us to go down.
Okay, 4 times 2 is -8.
Yes.
And then right 2.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what's that phrase?
So the counting number is still the same, but you multiply what you go up or down by this. Yes, Mazzaro?
Okay, you did the same thing with the right, the square root, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You do know that I'm explaining the questions that you ask ahead of time, right?
I'm sorry.
I got a voice on me. I'm go home and tell my mom get Harry Wong. Go ahead, my father. That's where
Oh, she gave us both problems.
She told us she would.
She did.
Before she was from complaining.
And what she said, I was gonna.
I think that's her fighting word.
Or if you guys could just be quiet, we could get through a whole lesson without anyone getting angry.
This happens every day.
Every day.
I'm really just going to start sending you out of the room.